Hello, everyone, and welcome to our wrinkled Border Patrol T-shirt. U.S. Border Patrol hiring. We're now hiring under Donald Trump's presidency of 2024. Donald Trump is now hiring Border Patrol agents for the mass deportation of criminals, mental ill patients, Palestinians included, and other individuals who are violating our civil rights, including Kamala Harris, on a daily basis, with laughing at us, attempting to humiliate us, while telling us to be joyful and happy while they steal from us. While they not only abuse our Mexican American community, such as the Venezuelans pretend to be Mexican, they're stealing Mexican jobs. They are disrespecting our country by creating unsafe places and not conforming. If you want to come to this country, you have to conform. Sorry. We conform when we go to Italy. It's called respect. See, an activist would call it conform, but an American would call it participate in the culture, respect the culture, and learn to be in what's called a workable space. And it's not workable to have millions of people cross the border. It's illegal. It's against the law, and you're criminals, whether you're an infant, although you have to give a little compassion to an infant, because an infant doesn't really have a choice, do they? So that means the parent is violating their children's civil rights. So that means not only are they child abusers, they're operating against the American Constitution and the laws of the Constitution. So this is a now hiring ad for Border Patrol agents. Mass hiring, lots of jobs will be available. And we're not going to be giving you free money to buy houses, migrants. Our Americans need jobs, and it's not an influencer job. And your wives and your prostitute wives and your prostitute fiancés, you're not going to sell us on garbage from your country. Do you understand? The internet is an inquirer. The inquirer is filth. It's like walking into the grocery store and going to the checkout counter, and then there's a magazine with a man who proclaims to be pregnant. That's the internet. And it's literally gotten out of hand. So what they did was they took the Inquirer and they made the influence of an influencer like Monavand, like all these people who have no education. They lied about who they were. They lied about where they were from. And they tried to make it cool to look like a monster and to act like a monster while they had a lot of hookup from the Ponzi scheme of Hollywood and influence, and they thought that we were just going to fall for it. They thought they just were going to run around and talk all this nonsense of live your best life and watch me, I'm living my best life, go live your best life. You do you. You do you, and I'll do me. And they thought that that was going to fly. And all they did was show us what and who they really are, and delivered on nothing more than anxiety with a cover-up of a smile while they brag about all the fancy events they go to. And I almost said get to go to, but honestly, you don't want to hang out with these people. They are very, very annoying. And that's something that you should also be very aware of, is that we don't really get along with migrants. We don't get along with Palestinians. And we don't get along with people brainwashed by Palestinians, because in America, we believe in hard work. And we don't really like those chants. They get on our nerves. And that's not called, what do you call it? It's judgment? Or what's the other word? It's like that racism word. No, it's not that. It's just we don't like you. We just don't like you. We don't like the way you look. We don't like the way you talk. We don't like the way you laugh. We We don't like your agenda. We don't like the fact that you want to give all our money away to migrants so that they can buy a house when some of our Americans have bought a house and then during Obama, they lost a house. And so now you're going to give their money to a migrant and they won't be able to opportune themselves back into a house because you said first-time home buyers only. So all the things that Obama did, part of your Democrat liberal system, you're going to cut us out of what's ours, of us paying and working our ass off for years so that you can supply migrants with homes, medical care, et cetera, but you diminished our medical care. So a logical person, no matter what color of your skin, you would tell yourself, a normal person who has a brain would never speak out that they were voting for Kamala Harris because now it's going down in history that you're mentally ill. That you're mentally ill because you turned your back on the American people. You're more worried about migrants than you are about the American people. They're not running from asylum from any other country. They're just greedy and they're being given lots of our money to drain our American citizens' Social Security. Donald Trump's going to give us no taxes on Social Security. And Donald Trump is someone that you can trust. He's really good at business. You can talk smack about him filing for bankruptcy, but some of you out there have filed from bankruptcy, and look at him. He's back on top, and that is somebody you want in your corner because that's someone who's going to pull our asses out of the dirt from where Joe Biden, as he lies on the beach with his feet up, while Kamala Harris is laughing and dancing and going to spice shops and cooking with people. That's not campaigning. That's playing the small game of fearful of your citizens. That's why she leans to the migrants, because the migrants just say, pay me. So she gets afraid of U.S. citizens, calls up the women and migrants, is friendly to the insecure women that women like Mona Van have abused because Kamala Harris told her to abuse you. And then they run to Kamala Harris as if she's going to give them protection, but she's just going to use them like a shield. And then she runs to the migrants and says, well, I'm going to do whatever I can take to figure out a way to get you able to vote so I can give you some free shit. And they say, yes, si, senora. Oui, oui. So we're in a lot of trouble. We're in a failing nation because of Kamala Harris. It's fucking facts. It's so fucking obvious that you might want to consider that you're the bad guy if you're voting for Kamala Harris. Imagine that. You actually being accountable and taking responsibility and for once in your life that you're actually the bad guy. You've been the bad guy since you came out of your mother's womb. Your mother was entitled. Your mother was delusional, and so you became entitled and delusional too, Mona Van. Birds of a feather flock together, and we are now hiring mass quantities of Border Patrol agents to do a scope across the entire states of this country, including Puerto Rico, to get these migrants out of here. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome here.